I'm working on this 1961 Wheel Horse Model 401. In the last video, I got the hood and the fuel tank cleaned up and mounted. I was planning on looking at the engine next, but something else came up. I have this other set of wheels and tires. They're the same type of wheels and the same type of tires, but better overall condition. These tires are BF Goodrich Rooftops, as we call them, because the BFG letters have a line around them and the top is shaped like a roof. Earlier BF Goodrich tires had a fancy round logo. This tire has a cracked sidewall that I was worried about. That's a bummer because there's almost no wear on the tread. These other tires have a little bit of wear, but still in great shape. Yeah, I think that's an improvement. Now I'm going to work on the engine. These engines are kind of hard to work on when they're down in the tractor. So I went out to the back barn to find an engine stand. I have this one here. It's a portable engine stand. It's got a fuel tank and all the controls for the engine. It used to be a 702. The engine came in a box already taken apart. I think it had a broken rod. The previous owner put the fenders and toolbox on backwards. I'll fix that whenever I get around to working on this one. Right now it's my engine stand. First I want to see if it has a spark. This engine tin's in the way, so I have to loosen that first. Both of the holes in this tin are slotted, so I shouldn't have to take the bolts all the way out. Everything's on a bind. I'll probably have to bend this stuff back into shape to get it to fit right. I saw a spark, but it's not consistent. Maybe it's not getting a good ground. I'm going to see if it'll run like that. I have the fuel tank cleaned out and the fuel lines connected. I have the throttle cable connected. I had to move the engine some so the throttle cable would reach. That wasn't a problem because I have those universal engine mounts. I need to make sure there's some oil in there. The oil's pretty clean, hard to see on the stick. If I roll it in my finger, I can see it's about 2/3 of the way full. That's good enough for a test run. Since this carb's been sitting a while, I'm going to take the air cleaner off so I can see if the gas starts running out. Nice new air cleaner. This tractor had a number of parts already replaced on it. Everything looks okay in there. When I'm going to start an engine, I give it gas until the throttle plate just reaches the full open position. There's fuel in the tank, but I haven't turned on the valve yet. The fuel bowl's filled up, and I don't see any leaks yet. I'm going to blow into the tank and force some fuel to the carburetor. I can hear the fuel moving, and I should hear it stop flowing when the needle valve closes. Well, the needle's not seating. I'm going to try an old farmer's trick and see if I can jar it loose with this hammer handle. How about that? It worked. The needle valve's still on. I'm going to pressurize the tank some more and see if it's really sealed. Well, that looks good. Now I'm going to tip the engine stand over a little to dump that excess gas out. That should do it. Now where was I? Give it gas until the throttle plate just reaches the full open position. I don't need to choke it. I think it has some fuel there. Yeah, how about that? It works. I moved the camera so you don't hear that blown out muffler as much. Now I need to see if it'll run for a while. I don't know if it needs choked yet. That was a lot of gas that was in there. I'm gonna try different combinations. In case it's flooded, I'm using no choke and pull the cable till the throttle just reaches the wide open position. Seems like it had fuel for a while but ran out. Since it ran, it shouldn't be flooded, so I'm going to choke it a bit. Sometimes it'll run with the throttle at idle position. Okay, it don't want to run anymore. I don't see any fuel leaking out. The fuel bowl's full. I'm gonna blow in the tank again and make sure it's getting gas. Alright, I'm giving up on that. I have two choices: clean the points or rebuild the carb. I'm gonna clean the points first, because that's easier. Hold down on the rubber grommet so you don't pull on the wire when you take the top off. I'm going to rotate the engine until the points open and set it where the points are open the most. That's where the gap should be 20 thousandths. This 20 thousandths feeler gauge is loose in there. That's a 25 thousandths, and it fits pretty good. The points are open too far. That makes the spark happen sooner, because the spark happens when the points open. So that means the ignition timing's too far advanced. I'm going to take a file to them. You can file each one separately. And sometimes I press them together and let the file float to where it wants to be. I'm going to rotate the engine until the points are closed so I can clean out the grit using a dollar bill. That leaves less lint or paper fibers behind than regular paper. I'm going to rotate the engine until the points are open again so I can set the point gap. Gotta move the camera because my head's in the way. I'm gonna try it again. The fuel is turned on. Give it gas till the throttle plate just reaches the open position. Full choke cause the engine's cold. That sounds pretty good. I'm gonna move the camera so you can see it smokes a little when you give it gas. Sometimes those things clear up when you run it some. The kill switch doesn't work. I'll have to look into that later. Okay, that was good. Well, that's as far as I'm going this time, and here's what it looks like. The engine runs. It's not bolted down. I just set it in the frame for the picture. And it's got some better rear wheels and tires now. Next time I'll clean the engine and see about getting those throttle and choke cables working. Alright, that's it.